Today I wanted to talk about a thing, and the thing is called what if we would auction off some confiscated worlds that we have confiscated in the past. Whatever the reason might be. When do we get to hear the Valentine Instagram winners? Probably maybe tomorrow. Any new update incoming? Any new update? Well, of course, the next update is going to be the St. Patrick's Day update, and it will also have the Easter update inside of it. And then we will go into 2 months. Of course, the events and everything will happen inside the game. But then the next update is going to be, well, of course, the one that I was just talking about that comes in like a few weeks in March. But then the next update, we will skip April altogether, and then the next update will be in May. And that will be a big update. We have already started working on it and planning on it and everything, and that will be a big thing coming. I won't be talking about it, at least not yet, but yes, I will at some point talk about it. But that comes in May. We have already started building on it, but we are also waiting. Yeah. Is it related to Nether? It is related to everything. How about a farming update? We have something else planned right now, but who knows when we might bring that one. We want to know, Jake. Okay, fine. All of your questions are only about the auction thing that I mentioned. Fine, let's talk about that. There are a few things in which case we might, let's go through a little bit how we would confiscate a world first, probably. I think that's going to be really important in this case. Because in some cases we might confiscate a world even if the owner has not broken technically any rules. And there are a few reasons for that, but I think I should probably bring up the world love here first. So, for example, we confiscated that world even though technically the owner did not break any rules, but people in that world did. And they broke the rules of the game and terms of service of the game constantly, even and also the owner of the world was pretty much aware of this, everything is happening, and he didn't he just basically let that continue and happen. So, because of this, we ended up taking the world from him and removing that world from his ownership. Technically, he did not break any rules, but also he let illegal things happen in his world, and therefore we took that away and did not ban him. It's a little bit a different, rare case, I guess, but still a very important thing, and we had to step in to stop illegal things happening in that world. Now, we have to remember this. This is one thing that can happen. The other one is just, let's say there's a casino world, or the owner just breaks the game rules in a way that we are going to ban him, but he owns a world that we don't want to just release to the community straight away. One example of world like this might be Suomi. Suomi means Finland in Finnish language, so it is basically a place for Finnish players to hang out mostly. And there are a lot of course, Finnish players in the game, so something like this might happen in world like Turkish or Turk or something like that. Or Poland or Sweden or places like that. If the owner breaks rules and gets banned from the game, and we end up just taking the world from him, just to make sure that the world itself is not destroyed or anything like that. Well, love gets complicated. Well, date, it's my time to shine. Well, I guess the same happens in date as well. Can happen in date as well that happened in the world love. So people broke the in-game rules there. But we gotta remember so that the owner might be banned or might not be banned. So, and just confiscating the world and just giving it to somebody kind of feels weird, right? If we would take a world from you, even if there were people breaking the world, you would not like breaking the rules of the game in that world. You would feel pretty bad about it, and we would just give it to somebody else. So that's why we were thinking like maybe doing auction. And we would basically force auction the world away, and then the owner of the world would probably get like 70% of the proceeds for himself, as compensation, of course, and then the new owner like would win the world from the auction itself. Also, I was thinking like it could be a blind auction. So let's say the bidding would start from 10,000 Bitcoins or 1,000 Bitcoins or something, and then you would bid on it with Bitcoins, but it would be a blind auction, so you don't know what other people are basically placing their bids and what are their bids, because I think that's the most fair way to give a world out to somebody. So now I would like to hear your thoughts on this and read a little bit of chat and what do you guys think, and if you have any questions on it. Are we bidding in bytes or world logs? Bytes, 100%. Those would be in bytes. And right now, I'm not saying we are going to do it. I wanted to have a conversation with you guys to see what you guys think about an idea like this. What if new owner doesn't care the world rules too? Well, Mr. Edison, we would then confiscate it again and then do a forced auction again. Make it so that other people can see the bids. Dreamy Kid, I don't think that's the most fair way to do it. I think the best way, because then when you don't see the bids, it's not who has the most money in the game, basically, unless they are basically just they want to give everything away just to get it. But yeah, I don't think that's the most fair way to give a world like that out. Why not with world locks as well? Because world locks are not official currency of pixel worlds. Bitcoins and gems are. We don't think gems would be the best way. We think that Bitcoins might be the best way as well, because you can easily transfer world logs as Bitcoins as well if you want to. You can trade them with other players and get as much Bitcoins as you want. So I think that's basically the best way of doing it. Maybe not blind auction, but like don't show the players' names, since it can kind of affect bidding, because some players might bid just so someone they hate don't get the world. Light not cheap, good point as well. I still think blind bidding, because this is how basically something similar is done in real life as well, at least here in Finland, I think in some cases. Yeah, it basically gets its value that people think it's worth to them. Show the current biggest bid, but our point here is not to get as much money out of it as possible. Remember, that is not our prerogative. Like, we don't want to take as much world logs off of you as possible, or like Bitcoins in this case. We don't want to monetize it in that way. So when would the auction end? It depends on each and every case. We might want to have like a 1 week or something like that. What about giving away some of the worlds by doing a raffle? I don't think like giving away for free, because there's rich people that will always get the worlds probably. Well, that's why it's blind auction, Weekman. That's why it's blind auction. Do like raffle like you did with the Dracula cape. I do get it, but most likely only people, like if I would do it here in the streams, only people here in the streams would be part of it. But I also think that we shouldn't give away stuff like this for free. It is so valuable, so probably you should pay something for it. Also, it gives a little bit of compensation to the original world owner, for example, in case of love. Probably we would not auction off worlds that have player names in them. Probably not. I don't think so. Well, depends on the player name itself, but most likely not.